Chapter 13. A Grin Without a Cat. Word of the bet between Dorothy and the Cheshire Cat spread quickly through the train, and the wizards from the next car and the rest of the passengers spilled out to watch. It was dark outside, but a full moon. The real one, or the one Ma Liang had painted, Alex didn't know, cast a silvery, dreamlike light over the broad meadow alongside the tracks. Dorothy was already marking off 60 feet, 6 inches when Alex caught up to her. Dorothy, wait up. Dorothy, what are you doing? I'm going to put a baseball so far down that smarmy cat's throat he chokes on it. Dorothy, stop. You don't have to prove anything to that jerk. Save it for the game tomorrow. No, I'm going to show him that I'm not going away, that we're not going away. I'm going to show them all. I'm going to strike out that loser in front of everybody here. No, you're not, Alex told her. She swung around on him with a wild, angry look. He hasn't even got opposable thumbs. You don't think I can? Calm down. Of course you can strike him out. You're great. But you won't strike him out if you throw like you did today. You have to relax. You have to pitch, not throw. Do you understand? Dorothy seemed to hear what he was saying, and a little of the craziness went out of her eyes, even if the determination didn't. Yeah, okay, all right, she told him. Alex still thought this was a bad idea, but there was no stopping her. Somebody tossed Dorothy a ball, and she started working it over in her hands. The crowd from the train made a big horseshoe around her and the Cheshire Cat. We never said what we were betting, the cat said. He stood on 2 legs now and took what Alex thought were good-looking practice swings with his bat. I'm betting I strike you out and make you look like my Auntie Em, said Dorothy. That's what you're betting on. What are you betting? As in, what are you going to give me when I hit your pitch into tomorrow? What do you want? The Cheshire Cat licked his lips again. Your shoes are very sparkly. He meant, of course, her ruby red baseball cleats with the silver trim. Dorothy, no, Scrap said. Sure, fine, said Dorothy. It's not like I'm going to lose. She slapped the ball in her glove. What about you? You haven't got anything I want. Are you sure? You want to win the tournament, don't you? Of course. Well, you'll certainly have to go through the Reapers to do it. So how about this? If you strike me out, the Reapers quit the tournament. Right here, right now. Wait now, said the old Russian witch. I do not care who you are. We did not agree to, she started to say, but Long John Silver cut her off with a hiss. Fair enough, Dorothy said. Let's do this. Baba Yaga, seal the bet if you please, the Cheshire Cat said. The old witch grumbled, but flicked her hand and zzz, the air between them crackled like static electricity. Dorothy, you can walk away from this right now, Alex told her. It doesn't matter. Dorothy looked around at all of the people watching. It does matter, she told him. Will you be my catcher? Okay, yeah, I guess. If you have to do this, just remember, pitch, don't throw. Dorothy nodded and Alex got his glove and went to where the Cheshire Cat was standing. Who's going to be ump? Alex asked. Long John will suffice, the Cheshire Cat said. No way, Brer Rabbit cried. The crowd, Dorothy said. They'll decide what's a strike and what isn't. But I'm telling you right now, I'm only throwing strikes. The Cheshire Cat grinned wider. Shall we get on with it? The crowd grew quiet and waited for Dorothy's pitch. Alex didn't bother putting down a signal. Whatever Dorothy threw, he would catch it. Dorothy went into her windup. Her foot kicked. Ruby and silver cleats glinted in the moonlight. The ball flashed. The Cheshire Cat swung and missed. Bad. The ball smacked into Alex's glove before the cat was even halfway through his swing, and the crowd of wizards and other travelers oohed. Dorothy was pitching. Oh dear, she really is good, the Cheshire Cat said. Perhaps I was dreaming to think I could hit her. Yeah, you were, Alex told him. Alex threw the ball back to Dorothy and waited. She stared in again. But she wasn't really looking at him, he could tell. She was looking past him, past the Cheshire Cat, past that meadow, and that night. She was staring down the future, daring it to leave her behind. Dorothy's shoes sparkled again. Her glove went high over her head, and she fired. The ball twisted, spun, dropped. Speaking of dreams, the Cheshire Cat said, turning to Alex in the middle of the pitch, I've been meaning to ask, have you had any luck waking up yet? What? Alex said, watching the cat as the ball and the ball at the same time. He barely snagged the ball before it skirted past him. Strike 2, Jack called out triumphantly, and a murmur spread through the crowd. The Cheshire Cat hadn't looked at the pitch, much less taken a swing. Oh, dear, forgot to swing, didn't I? The cat said. I suppose I was thinking of something else. Alex frowned at the Cheshire Cat. What in the Sandhill was that grinning idiot up to? Dorothy, watch out, Alex called as he threw the ball back. He's playing with you. I don't care what he's doing, Dorothy told him. He's going down. She tucked her glove under her arm, worked the ball over in her hands, and came set again, decades, centuries, to fight in her eyes. The cat turned his lark-eating grin towards Dorothy one last time. This is going to hurt, Alex Metcalf. The Cheshire Cat whispered in a gravely voice that wasn't his own. Not as bad as a rocket launcher in the face, but it's going to hurt, Alex gasped. No, wait, Dorothy, don't, But Dorothy was already pitching. Every ground ball, every swing of the bat, every run she had scored, and out she had made, and pep talk she had given, they all came down to this. The fastest ball she had ever thrown leaped from her hand like lightning, igniting the dark and sucking the air from the night. It crackled down towards Alex like he was a lightning rod, but it never struck. The Cheshire Cat swung his bat like a hammer of the gods and connected with a boom that shook the ground and made Alex twist away. The cat drove the ball like a rocket into the night sky, and it was still going up, up, up when it disappeared from sight. It's the big bad wolf, Alex finished, staggering backwards, but it was too late, far too late. With a crackle and as Dorothy's ruby and silver cleats blinked off of her feet and onto the Cheshire Cat's. Now, the wolf said, stripping off his cat skin and starting to grow. Time for that snack from the dining car. His great big eyes flashed and his great big teeth glittered in the moonlight, and the watching crowd screamed. Alex fell back, terrified, but suddenly the wizards, who had been watching the face-off, were rushing forwards, wands out and sparkling. The wolf glanced at Alex, then at the wizards, then at Nanny May, who was pulling the long bazooka out of her pocket, and he smiled. A Cheshire Cat smile. I have what I came for. Another time then, Alex Metcalf, the wolf snarled. Be seeing you. And with a click of his new magic cleats, the wolf was gone. A crush of robed magicians and cyclones hurried to help Alex to his feet, but he didn't need it. It was Dorothy who needed the help, but nobody ran to her, and Alex couldn't get to her through the crowd. Nobody but him even saw her as she fell to her knees 60 feet and 6 inches away, alone, defeated, and forgotten.